Indeed. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome over to the casting panel. Empire versus Vega. Game 1 has just begun with myself, ODPixel, and Draskell. And let's get ourselves into the game.
Well, I mean, it's paused right now, so we're...
Okay, you can stick with us then.
Yeah, I mean,
if you really want.
Doesn't really matter.
I mean, you're not missing anything in-game.
I don't know what they're saying, but I'm assuming they're going to ask
let me look.
for a
My
remake.
Cyrillic's pretty good.
They have to ask for a remake, right?
Возьми Goricha. All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Ni for ego, ne hofesh.
I can't make heads or tails of any of them.
Well, if you want to say that about his mother.
Yeah, well, okay, all right. I didn't know it was already to that point. But we were talking about the drafts a little bit on the couch, and I like Vega's a tiny bit more.
I've got to be honest, I'm liking the TA Dazzle. I kind of feel every time we've seen the TA recently, it's been pretty damn good.
Oh, they are going to play.
We're good.
What?
What? They are going to play. Guys, we need to get ourselves in.
All right, let's get into the game now.
Yoku
Yeah, for sure.
Playing the Rubik. Is this a mid Rubik? Is he doing it? Is he actually doing it? Is he going to just have a bit of a giggle?
No, he started boots. Like, the Aloha Dance is definitely solo roll because of the items that he started with.
Okay, we've got it. So Yoku mid. Rubik.
No. I just said he's not going mid. I just said he bought boots.
Stop killing the dream, Andy.
He bought boots.
All right, so Yoku, of course, is the player that has been playing mid recently for Empire. And so it's going to be Aloha Dance going in the mid lane on the Quap. And Aloha Dance, of course, I don't think we've ever seen him play mid for Empire.
He plays mid a ton in ranked.
Okay.
Yeah. Like
but not in this.
He plays support and mid, I think, and those are pretty much the only two roles that I ever see him play when he's in a pub game. But I know that he's very mechanically skilled, so I'm expecting big things from him this game. And as far as the TA pick goes, I'm totally in agreement with you. I really like it against teams with anti-mage because if you have a good start on TA, roughly the same time where you could expect anti-mage to have Tread's Battle Fury,
yes,
you'll have like Tread's Desolator. And then if you get a blink on top of that, you can do some serious damage and could see a fight here.
Oh, here we go, Light Strike. It's just going to tickle resolution. Here's the trade. Here's the Aloha Dance. We'll be able to get himself the bounty. They've got the telekinesis onto 9. Pasha Bashu bringing him in, but now let's see if this continues. The heals coming out. No one. Pasha and Seema trying to look for Aloha Dance, who will blink up to the high ground. I'll get the Light Striker in onto Yoku, but they don't have the follow-up this time, so it is just going to be, of course, Empire grabbing themselves that bottom rune, and top rune was indeed taken by Empire as well. Both Silent and Aloha Dance grabbing themselves the bounty rune, so a nice little bit of a cheeky start there for Empire, but lane-wise, what are we seeing? Well, we're seeing the Shaker being played by Mag. He's going to have to go up against the anti-mage. At the moment, a bit of pressure being applied by Yoku on this roaming Rubik. Aloha Dance is going to be on that mid-quap up against the TA, so yeah, Seema the Slayer is going to hang around, help out the TA. I mean, how do you reckon this mid lane is going to go down for the two sides?
Well, obviously getting the bounty rune is going to give Aloha Dance a little bit of an advantage, but if he keeps taking trades like this, he's not going to be having a great time. You don't really want to go 2v1, and
I mean, he's playing right on the edge of this quap. He's going a little bit ham. And, of course, the final lane down on the bottom, a little bit more what we kind of expected to see from Empire. The fact that Resolution, of course, has now decided to play in the off-lane role, giving up that mid lane to normally Yoku. This game we're obviously seeing Aloha Dance run it. And it's going to be, of course, Solo supporting Lena. Now he's going to be protecting 9 Pashi Bashi on that safe lane Ember Spirit, who's also got a Mango.
Hey man, Mango Gaming. It's legit. I think that it's one of those things where it's just nice to have if you accidentally use your mana or use it to push, for example, like if you want to pop Flame Guard and maybe help secure a bottom rune or stop the offlaner from going there. And then you always make sure that you have at least enough for like a Sleight of Fist and a Chain, for example, because it's only 10 more mana, right? Mango gives you 150, you only need 10 more mana after that to have your combo up, and it can be very good for killing any offlaner. So Pasha is making sure that he's never going to be in a situation where he doesn't have the mana, and he can also use his spells a little more liberally. But looks like the game is going to be back underway, and I feel like Vega with the Dazzle. Yeah, okay, we're just...
Spoke a little bit too soon there, Andy.
Yeah. One team's
straight
ready.
Back into a pause again.
Yeah. One team's ready, the other team's not, so... It's fine, though. We can talk a little bit more about what Vega are meaning to do in the mid-game.
What is the game plan for Vega?
With Dazzle and Mass Minus Armor, it's very easy to pressure teams like Empire. And because they have Ember and TA, sometimes it can be kind of dangerous having nothing but physical damage against a Wyvern, because if a Cold Embrace just completely halts your damage output, right?
It's true. In terms of that, I mean, I guess it's the Lena that they've got, really, that's going to be looking to capitalize on people being cold embraced.
Ember is also fairly good.
Yeah.
Like, you can just go next to him, make sure you chains when they come out of the ice block, and they're rooted for a really long time. And then, of course, you already mentioned Lena with Light Strike Array and good damage follow-up in that sense. So I'm liking Vega's all-around lineup, although you have to always consider that AM actually matches up fairly well against these heroes in the late game, but there will be a timing in where the TA is, like, ultra scary.
It's, I mean, for me, it kind of feels like when the AM's got his Manta, then suddenly it's going to be a slightly bit more of an issue. But at the same time, of course, we could see 9 Bashu closing on the Battle Fury at a similar time, so you've already got something to deal with the illusions. It's going to make the life a little bit harder for the TA, but still, you know, if you just get one kind of stun and you get a Fisher on that AM, you're allowed to follow up with the Blink Deso, right clicks of the TA. You should still be able to do a pretty good job at making him run away and at least force him out of the fight each time. Yeah,
and I feel in general, Empire supports have to do more than Vega supports in the early game in terms of securing them some farm.
Let's see, is this a potential courier snipe here from Yoku? No, they're playing it smart with the courier. They know what's up. They know he's off the map. They're keeping it safe to the side. Or are they? They're crowing the bottle back. It looks like they're taking... No, they're actually going to take it straight... No, they're taking it round. They're being smart.
He'll be seen, though, I think.
Is Yoku going to dive across for this? Yeah, he is.
He turned the courier around, he knows.
Yeah, the micro's there. Yoku won't be able to find it, so a little bit of wasted time here for this Rubik, and in fact, well, Seema the Slayer's coming back for him. He says, hey, I found you. You have been rustled, and he's just going to trade hits here. Yoku's just got to back himself off. Yoku'll be able to get away, but he is going to lose a fair bit of life points off the back of that courier snipe attempt. And the mid lane, of course, 11 for 3 at the moment on Quap, and first blood actually going on, well, down here. Resolution's able to find a kill onto the Lina. In a lane that I think, well, we were not expecting that to happen.
No, definitely not.
Not at all. That shouldn't be happening.
I can only assume that he got too close to the tower and got sharded in and like blocked. That's realistically the only way you can die in a situation, and they might go on Mag here, top lane as well. There is an illusion rune to tower dive with.
Yeah, with the wraparound silence, going to blink straight in, start to get those hits through. Mag's trying to juke it around the tower. Just making it a little bit hard for them to dive. You got a Wyvern coming in as well, but there's not really the creep. Now there's the creep. Now Mag's in trouble here. He's going to walk straight into Yoku. Yoku lifts him up, throws him back. Mag's looking for a Fisher here. Yoku's fairly low, but silence there. One more strike will do it, and they'll get themselves a second kill on the board there. Empire going to Yoku on the Rubik.
And that was very nice. Interestingly enough, I think Silence Blink actually ended up not killing the Shaker sooner, because it made him take a path that was better to get away from Yoku, whereas Silent was just going for the body block to make sure he didn't walk down. I think it would have actually been better if he went that way, but either way, they still get the kill. Very aggressive plays coming out from Empire, and this is what they need to do. Like, I don't think it's okay for them to trade evenly in the early game, because Vega's lineup comes online a lot sooner. So you want to make sure that your supports and, you know, your offlane are getting a lot accomplished here, and so far Empire are on track.
Look at this, Mag and Solo going very aggressive here, walking in. Yoku gets a Dragon Slave to the backside here. Mag's going to try and chase it down. He's clarity up. There's going to be the telekinesis and the cheeky clarity cancel here, so there isn't going to be enough mana here. He's got another one. In 2 seconds he has. He's not going to be long enough anyway. Doesn't throw it out mid lane. This Quap's taking a lot of harassment. Lower Dance has to blink himself away from the power of Seema the Slayer, and no one, of course. No one's getting a bit more space now. This TA coming up to 15 for 4, so catching up that Queen of Pain's farm on the 18 CS at the moment, 4 minutes in, thanks to the fact that Dazzle is hanging around the mid lane.
This matchup isn't actually so bad for TA because of the fact that Empire didn't feel the need to pull any sentries to Aloha Dance. So you're not going to be able to Shadow Strike that reliably, and no one has even opted to skip meld for the time being, so we're just going to go the standard 3-0-2 build, and this allows you to kill the Ancients a lot easier, which you can already see there's a 3-stack on the side of Vega. Looks like there could be some aggression here.
Yoku's coming. He's ready for a bit of a party. Gets the telekinesis onto Bashu, brings him back. It's still level 5 on the Ember. He has got the Flame Guard, 3 points in it, so a fair bit of the damage being negated here, but they've still got the physical right clicks. It's not quite enough though, and Pasha is going to be able to keep himself safe there. So an unfortunate failed gank attempt there from Yoku, but it does force Ember back down the lane for a little bit. Still in the mid lane, space being created here for no one. Now sitting on even CS here to the Quap, so Seema the Slayer has certainly done his job on the Dazzle.
And he's been very active in the early game and still managing to get a lot more experience than Yoku right now, who still remains at level 1 almost 5 minutes in.
It's an interesting move getting Yoku on the Rubik. You know, we didn't expect it. We thought they were on a bit of a giggle, bit of a laugh. They were going to swap themselves back round, but I mean, on the plus side about this swap, Aloha Dance is doing well. You said he plays his mid a lot in his ranked games, and he's managing to stand up to no one. You know, he's on even though there is a second hero in the mid lane for the side of Vega. Looks like Yoku's going to hang around mid, give Aloha Dance a little bit of space. Maybe when Aloha Dance hits that 6, gets that Sonic Wave online, they could try and go for a kill attempt. It's going to be slightly hard, though, of course, with the Refraction and the Shallow Grave to bear in mind. So it's always going to be hard to try and find that kill mid. Top lane, moving in onto Mag here. They're going to try and chase him down beyond the town. And Mana Void from Silent will pick up the kill just as he hits level 6 at the perfect timing.
And this is a brilliant start from Empire. Their movement so far has been A-OK. Aloha Dance taking some damage here. Nice side blades coming out from no one. getting him pretty low. But a rune should be spawning soon, so I think he'll most likely be able to secure that. And as far as the early game goes, Empire farming on even terms in 2 out of their 3 lanes, and this Tusk, Resolution is getting a ton out of this offlane.
Dude, he's level 6 already before the 6-minute mark. I mean, this is insane. It obviously down to the fact as well he was able to get first blood. That's always going to be nice. I mean, Solo's going pretty deep there with the wraparound, trying to harass him back. He has got the mana here for the combo, and he's going to go for it. Shard straight up with the lead in with the snowball. The light strike comes out, then he's maybe bit off a bit more than he could have chewed, as Pashu Bashu is there for the turnaround, and Solo was merely nothing more than just a bait.
That was painful, not getting that kill. He actually was sitting on 1,000 gold. I think if he just waited out buying phase boots or like even treads, for example, a lot of offlane Tusks used to buy that, he would have definitely killed there.
He would have got the kill then. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's kind of
even just having more mana for the Walrus Punch, you know what I mean? He just had enough for the 1-2 combo. Wrap around on the top lane. It's coming out from No Fear and Yoku. They're getting themselves ready in a position. They want to punish this offlane Shaker more. He's doing all right in terms of level. Found level 5, but obviously not as good as the Tusk. Mid lane still seeing the Slayer coming out with a poison touch spam onto the Quap. There's still just the 1 point in it, so it's not too much of an issue now for this Quap, of course, with the Bottle Crowing. Should be all right in terms of regen. But yeah, Silence Farm, 43 CS on the Anti-Mage. You've got 38 at the moment on the Pashu Bashu Ember Spirit, so fairly close in between them, but arguably overall Empire having a slightly better time. There's a Fisher coming out though. They found Yoku. They look for a light strike ray. Is he going to catch him on a very aggressive run up forward and move the steering chains as well? They'll get the kill onto the Rubik. There's going to be a TP out from No Fear. They haven't got anything in time to cancel it, so the Wyvern will escape. But nonetheless, Vega do pick up a kill after Empire. Maybe looking for a bit too much of an aggressive action on the top lane.
Well, I just like the fact that Vega are reacting to it. Like, again, their lineup comes online sooner. So you can't just sit around and let Empire be the ones forcing all the aggression. You kind of got to get them off your side of the map.
That's a nice light strike there with the bomb as well. It's not quite enough for the heals. I get the trap slow out here, but they can't really chase the low hard dance that deep, especially with 450 mana under his belt. He could turn around with a quick 1-2 with a Sonic Wave, and of course that Scream. No Fear's going to come around to the mid lane as well, just so there's a bit of backup. Yeah, hasn't got any points yet in the Cold Embrace, so he won't be able to offer anything in terms of heal. Has just got the 2 points here in the Splinter Blast and the 1 in the Arctic Burn at the moment, so obviously he opted for the aggressive. Okay, he hadn't yet spent the level 4 point, and there we go. We'll put it into Cold Embrace, just to give a lower dance a bit of a top up in terms of the health department. But 8 minutes in, 3-2 at the moment. Bottom lane, Yoku and Resolution making a movement forward. Let's see if they can find anything. It's just the Ember Spirit is still down here, but he has, of course, got level 6. He's got those remnants available. So it's going to be a pretty tricky kill unless they can chain lock him up with the Telekinesis and with the Snowball Stun. And if they do that, they've got a fair bit of burst. It is going to be hard to go on him, though, of course, when he's got the Flame Guard out, as it is now level 4.
The Rubik being solo level is hurting them tremendously at this point. Like, being level 2 at 8.5 minutes, that is mega far behind. At this point, like, even being level 3 or 4 is considered, like, okay. And right now, No Fear is pretty much sitting at that level 4, so he needs to find somebody to get experience. I think now, yeah, he's going to take some of the stack EXP from Aloha Dance.
He really needs it.
Yeah, without this, he would just be having a horrendous start.
I mean, the thing as well, this game, you know, having that spell still is going to be pretty huge, because there's some really nice spells that you'd love to get his hands off from the side of Vega.
Even just stealing Fissure is great. You know, just being interrupting in a team fight, stopping a Grave with a long-range Fissure, has, like, no cast point, too. It's a great spell to be able to utilize, and, well, pretty much anything he steals is going to be good this game.
No Fear. He's going to put the Arctic Burn straight away. Decides to fly above the trees, trying to get himself out. Looks like they won't be able to chase. Yoku came in as well, just to fend off any further aggression. Jay said no one clearing up some of the Ancients here. Going to continue his net worth lead.
Oh, Yoku got one.
Oh, Solo getting a 2-man Dragon Slave. Light Strike as well onto No Fear. There is a lower dance to the Fissure as well. No Fear's going to go down almost certainly. No, he gets the Cold Embrace out in time. With the Telekinesis on it. It puts it nicely over the Fissure. The Dragon Slave is still there though to find the kill onto the Wyvern. A lower dance is going to turn with the Sonic Wave. Finds the leader, but he walks into Mag. Mag with the Echo Slam. Hasn't quite got enough damage to deal with this Quap though. Quap's just going to walk it off. There'll be a Fissure as well. Yeah, he realizes he can't go for it. Mag's sort of get himself out of there. Lower dance bottling up. Won't be able to dive forward though, because there is a Dazzle there. He's going to be a bit aware of the Shallow Grave possibilities, but Dazzle's a bit low mana. Can't get off a Shallow Grave in time to save Mag. Now with the remnant forward though, Pashu looking for the turnaround. There, Grave gets 1, he gets 2. Double kill now for the Ember Spirit as they turn it around. It's 5 for 5 on the board. And all right, a bit of action going on in the mid lane. It's stepping up the tempo. 10 minutes in, Andy.
It was a very nice reaction from Pasha, like just realizing that he can get those kills in that situation. I think the thing that fits Ember so well right now into the current meta is his ability to just throw out insane amounts of burst damage like that. You think of heroes like Gyro, but Gyro doesn't actually hold you in place. It's just a slow. Whereas Ember can go in and he can set up stuns for his team. You know, it's just very reliable counter gank, and he is so much faster than Gyro as well. Being able to get into position like that, Gyro would have not counter ganked as effectively as an Ember would in that situation.
Yeah, and this is a great thing. You know, after doing that, because the mobility with the global potential, he's back to farming. And 1,600 gold now. He is still behind the Anti-Mage, and Anti-Mage, of course, 5,300 gold, closing in on that Battle Fury on top of the treads. So Silent's going to have a pretty decent timing on that. And I mean, that is going to be a slight issue, because if it does get to the late stages where this AM is stacked, I don't know if a TN Ember can deal with it.
Well, they can. It's just a matter of how much Vega can do during the mid game, right? Like Ember
it's all about the mid game for Vega.
Ember is more of like a spread damage hero for a really long time until he starts getting like a Daedalus up after a Battle Fury, and some of the Embers even opt to go for stuff like Manta in between just to make sure they're not going to get hard countered out by like perhaps an Orchid coming in if that was going to be the choice from Aloha Dance.
Yeah, what's he going for so far?
He's probably going Yules.
Okay,
that's my
straight
guess.
up Yules. All right, okay.
But I think that at a certain stage, the Ember starts to eclipse what the AM can do in fights because he just does so much more damage, so much faster. But during probably like 25 to maybe even 40 minutes, that's when the AM is just going to have so much farm that you can't just straight up kill him anymore.
I mean, talking about farm and item progression, do you reckon the TA is going to be going for the Deso first or the Blink first this game on that one?
I think... Honestly, I think Deso is still really good.
Okay.
But you're going to get both no matter what.
There's a light strike here, but Solo's the one in trouble. Snowball straight in for resolution. There's two heroes to back him up. Solo. We'll get off the Laguna Blade, but that's going to be it. Now we're going to see a bit of rotation coming in. Sliding for Syrian. Chance 2 with the Remnant 4, bringing them low. There'll be a cold embrace here on No Fear. He's sticking down to the Flame Guard damage and will get slashed down there by 9 Pashi Bashu. Aloha Dance will be able to blink himself away. So it is just a 1-for-1 trade there. Support for support. But obviously that was Empire committing 3 heroes to the rotation. And that... he's going to be fine. No, nothing to cancel it. Yoku, he knows what he's doing. So just a 1-1 there in the jungle. Maybe more now, Mag. Gets trapped up here with the shards, or maybe it's Resolution trapped in with him. Mag just giving him a slap. He's got the fishes to follow through as well. He's going to need some backup. It is coming in as we see Dazzle and Ember rotating forward. We'll get the kill over the shards. Now the Searing Shades drop down onto Resolution. He's not getting himself out of this one. They'll kill the Tusk in return. And a lot of topsy-turvy action going on around this point as both teams going pretty damn ham. And Silent looking for a free tier 1 on this top lane. There's going to be a T3 for 9 Pashi Bashu. Says step to the side. Ember Spirit, I'm taking this tower. He's going to get it. Silent's got that done. He's got himself a Battle Fury now, 30 minutes on top of the chest.
Be careful. Okay,
okay, not quite enough damage still. It is a level 2 mana void, but I think obviously working out this, that it wouldn't have been enough to kill the Ember. So
he would have had to hit him like probably 3 or 4 more times, I think, to get that kill. And not chasing to the tier 2 is a good decision. Like considering his Battle Fury just got delivered to him when he was taking that fight, if he dies as soon as he finishes it, that's like one of the... Okay, obviously dying before Battle Fury is bad. But dying right after you get it is arguably worse because that's a point where your farm is supposed to start accelerating. And speaking of, we can see no one here taking some more stacks, and he is going for the straight Deso.
Okay.
I think this is very solid. Allows you to take a really good fight and then easily take Roshan afterwards. It's one of the strengths of having a TA on your team.
Dude, there's a smoke up from Vega. They're ready to go straight into the dire jungle. 9 Pashi Bashu leading the way. They'd love to find Silent, but they're actually heading towards the mid lane. There is a Sonic Wave backup on Quap. And she does have the backup of the Wyvern hanging in the wings. Let's see what they're able to do. He's going to reveal it here as he jumps straight forward. Quap, Aloha Dance blinks straight away, realizing that there's some funky business going on this side of the map. We're going to see No Fear just creating the stacks of the Ancients here for that Anti-Mage. And it looks like Vega won't find anything with his smoke here. And if anything, Empire just reacting to it by heading down to the bottom lane. They're going to look to try and take another tier 1 here from the bottom tower. At the same time, Vega just realized they're not going to find a kill, so at the least, they'll get themselves a tier 1 in the mid lane.
I really like the movement from Silent in this game. It's very attractive as an anti-mage player to sit where you can farm effectively and not take away farm from your team. So for example, sitting in your own woods, but he just realizes how dangerous that can be and opts to stick with his team.
Here comes the A team, everybody TPing in. There's also some movement down the river. They'll get the traps off, now moving forward. Doesn't actually find a chase. He now gets onto No Fit, but now with the Winter Skulls and Solo, the Sonic Wave as well. Lena's down, Matt getting low. He will be able to get out his combo there with the Fisher as well. He's shallow grade up as well. He's going to be fine, walks himself off. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Aloha Dance is going to get taken down as well, so it's a 2-for-1 for Vega. And it doesn't look like Empire can find anything else off the back of that, so they're going to have to leave that fight a man down. And Vega coming out on top there. With 9 Pashi Bashu continuing to be very effective on this Ember Spray. And we've got to look at his KDA at the moment. Yeah, 7 kills, 0 deaths, 1 assist. This is a very active Ember.
Yeah, he's been crazy active. I thought he missed his chains at first, but I guess he just only hit the Wyvern there. playing this very aggressive. Vega for sure want to be applying pressure at this point in the game. They have the sustain with Dazzle. No one.
Going in onto no one here. I mean, Resolution's going straight in. The refraction's up, so Walrus Punch isn't going to do a lot. Pashu Bashu now moving in, see if he can catch anyone out here with the chains. He's found no fear. He's going to use it. Arctic Burn comes out, but he's already trapped at the Wyvern. The heal bomb and the Fisher to the face. They'll find the Cursed Dragon, and now they'll look for Resolution, chasing down. The TP's coming from a low hard dance, though. Doesn't have a Sonic Wave. No one is still hanging around. There's going to be Blink onto 9 Pashu Bashu. Low on mana now with the stuff of the Walrus Punch and the Snowball coming through, but 9 Pashu Bashu's going to go down. Resolution's going to be fine. Meld hit onto a low dance, but he blinks away just in time with the Bolt Charge as well. He's going to keep himself topped up. So just they're losing the Ember Spirit then. They may lose more. Vega in a bit of a precarious position. Seema the Slayer's going to get taken down by Yoku, and they'll get the Earthshaker as well there. Both heroes getting taken down. Double kill for Yoku. And some very messy fights so far. I mean, 11 for 11. And it just seems to be both teams overextending a little bit too much on the respective halves of the map.
Well, Vega definitely went ham there. They were diving into Tier 2 territory. And at 60 minutes into the game, maybe a little bit over-aggressive. I think as soon as they start heavily TP reacting, like Empire had almost everyone there, right? Just back up, maybe look to take one smoke. If you get a pick or two, you can go kill Roshan. During that fight, no one finished up his Desolator. I feel like that was just, I mean, obviously it was over-aggression, right? Like they just thought that they were stronger than they were, and as soon as Pasha died, that was just runaway moment, I believe, for Vega.
All right, here we go. With that Deso, they know that they can take structures pretty nicely. And it's going to be Solo being used up by Lower Dance. They don't really have to follow up to lock him in place. Yoku's trying to get in range for the telekinesis. He's chasing down Solo here, but he's not going to be able to close the gap. Solo's going to be fine. And you got a Vlad's now done on AM, so still as all of this goes on, Silence Farm is increasing pretty nicely.
Yeah, he's managing to keep up very well in terms of CS. He's still at roughly about 10 a minute, which is fantastic for him. And Roshan being done here by Vega. This is a very low-risk Roshan, as TA takes pretty much no damage.
Meld and Deso, far too much for the old Roshan to deal with. And yeah, there's going to be no reaction from Empire. Even if they're aware that it was going on, they would not be able to get there in time. And this is going to also be the money in the pocket for TA to pretty much get that Blink Dagger. If that's what her next item's going to be. Only a couple of hundred to go, and she'll have that as well. And this is exactly the kind of timing that the TA needs if they're going to be able to deal with the AM in the mid game and maybe even find the kill onto Silent.
Yeah, this is the scary point in the game for the anti-mage, because even with the Vlads, you have about 15 armor, which isn't a bad amount, but between Meld and Desolator, it's minus 15, right? So you pretty much go down to 0 armor as soon as the TA touches you with the Meld Strike, and AM is pretty durable against magic, but minus armor owns him at this stage in the game.
Yeah, and then you factor in stuff like, obviously, the Dazzle with the Weave as well. It's going to make it very hard for Silent to turn up to these fights. And at this point, he really just has to offer kind of that split pushing, very farm-orientated fighting where he just doesn't turn up. Because every time he turns up, he's almost certainly going to die at this point.
He just has to be very careful with his blinking if he's going to be going to fights. Like, once you see a Meld Strike come out and maybe no one is committed to the fight, you can go in. Maybe go for a support like the Dazzle or the Lina. But if you try to go in before you see the TA and you blink and the TA blinks on you, you will die like 100% of the time. Unless you have a really, really clutch Cold Embrace or a Curse coming out from your Wyvern. So for now, I think Empire are going to be content to wait out that Aegis, try to let Vega make a mistake, maybe try to play too aggressive like they did previously when they were pushing bottom. And the nice thing is, too, they just got Yoku with his Blink Dagger going.
Yeah. Yoku with the Blink, Resolution, of course, with the mech on the Tusk. So they're certainly at a good go time as well, and in a position where they can fight without the AM and look to find pickoffs, you know, elsewhere, trying to force Vega into positions that's going to give AM these just areas on the map where he's going to be free to farm. Top lane, you got Seema, Mag, and no one starting to work away this tower with the Deso as well. They should be able to find it pretty quickly, and they will do indeed. Fortification is going to come out, but there's going to be no defensive from Empire. Now get that. Bit of a nice deal here for Yoku. Will be able to get himself the old Flame Guard from the Ember Spirit. Bottom lane, Empire take themselves a tower here. Now pushing with Silent, who has got that Yasha done as well here on that anti-mage. So still 19 minutes in. It's a very close game, 11-11.
I think if Empire can continue to make trades like that, like 1-for-1 tower trade, I think favors Empire, especially since Vega are the ones who want to take the engagement right now. Like ideally, they would be able to fight. Silent's going to feel very hard pressed to join an engagement with the current items that he has. Like once he finishes up Manta, he might feel a bit safer about it. But for now, it's really, really tough.
We have got a blink on Shaker as well. So both teams can be fairly volatile. There's a blink forward, Mag with the Fisher won't catch anyone. No one's trying to find a slow with the trap, but it's a TP out for no fear. And Aloha Dance will be able to get them the old runaway. Blinks out and TP straight away. Nothing to get in range to cancel that. I don't know, man. This is This is certainly one that's that one fight could kind of tilt in a certain direction. But at the moment, both teams feeling it and looking fairly confident 20 minutes in.
Vega just want to fight. They don't want to delay the game. They have everything that they need to actually win right now. They have Blink Dagger on the Shaker. Lena's got her Yules almost. She needs like 300 more gold. The TA's got Blinked Esso.
And the Aegis still.
Right. So this is a really strong timing for them, and that's why Empire are just playing elusive Dota. Like, they do not want to get caught, and they might right here. Ooh, misses the combo.
Yeah, the Fisher won't connect either as well, so Wyvern's going to be able to get himself a free pass out of this. TA, 2.3k gold. I mean, at this point, there's no one... Does he have to get himself a BKB this game, or can he afford to kind of look for a more offensive build at this pace?
BKB's great. I think that he already does a tremendous amount of damage just with the items that he has now.
Yeah,
and BKB makes you immune to the Winter's Curse as well, so long as he doesn't target it directly on you, which I think is invaluable in this game, especially when you're trying to break high ground.
Oh, Empire going to need to do something about this. No one's now knocking on your doors. Tier 3 is starting to fall, and Yoko's going to lead him with the telekinesis hit, pulling him back. You're going to see him to get himself out still. He's been healed up here by Seema the Slayer on the Dazzle. So they get a bit of damage. They do lose the top tier 2 though, meanwhile, because Anti-Mage and Queen of Pain were getting the push on.
They're getting outmaneuvered really bad here. It's like Silence creep cutting mid as well. They can't sustain this push. They don't have a creep wave anymore. They're going to have to go back. This is actually a really nice play from Empire, making it so Vega can't take the straight up fight and have to go back to base to deep push before they can make use of their Aegis. So that was probably just about the best possible way that Empire could have defended outside of taking a straight up fight and just winning that fight. But obviously that's a higher risk situation for them. So they found a way to just completely deter Vega without taking any risk whatsoever.
Okay, Solo has now got himself a Yule Scepter on the Lina, so it's going to be something else they can use to try and obviously even just catch out the AM if they can get the perfect timing with the stun. But AM does have that Manta style complete now as well, and we are of course 22 minutes into a game where the Anti-Mage is yet to die. So it's going to be interesting to see if Vega can catch him out. And at this point, in terms of immediate lockdown, I guess you're kind of relying on the Earthshaker to just get straight in with the Blink Echo Slam.
Yeah, that's the best way to open up on Silent for sure, or anyone for that matter. Now, there is always the worry of a curse coming in. If you think that the team is sitting behind one of the core players of Empire, have to be aware of that. It's doing some Manta scouting. Oh, they... All right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're out of here. They know what's going down. That was really unfortunate.
That was a little bit too quick on the, a little bit too jumpy there, in fact, from the TA.
Nice from Silent, though.
Okay, well, talking about jumpy, that's the Echo Slam that we were talking about to set up the initiation, and that's the burst damage you're talking about to follow it up. 70 seconds now off the clock for this Anti-Mage, and as we were saying, you get that Echo Slam and you've got some backup. Anti-Mage is still going to die pretty damn quickly at this point.
Yeah, I think it just showcased how dangerous the TA can be. I mean, sure, Mag was the one who opened up the initiation, but the majority of the damage definitely came from the TA in that scenario. And I think it's really sad because Silent just made a really good play, and truthfully, Vega misplayed that because illusions don't break smoke. So why would you meld strike that after the smoke doesn't break?
It must have just been a brain
He just got really excited, and he was like, I'm going to meld this.
He's walked into us, guys. Look at him, the sucker. Oh, no, that's... Have we got a remnant here? Oh, what's going on here? No one doing the damage. That's what's going on. Cold Embrace comes out. Resolution will be able to recover the gem. Now the snowball straight forward onto no one. But the Sonic Wave will come out, but they've already lost 3 on the side of Empire. There'll be a Yules, and a stun is going to be duked out by the second Jules from Alar. Does for the final steering cake. The damage from no one. It's a double kill for the TA. Empire now with 4 heroes on the deck. Vega starting to break away here. Fortifications come out 24 minutes here on the tier 3 push, and Vega just going to stick around with the amount of sustain they've got with this Dazzle. I don't think they're giving up this push anytime soon, and this could be a set of wrecks very early on into the game.
I think the Queen buys back. I think they fight this. Or no, they don't. They're going to give it away. Wow, okay.
Alright, Yoku's going to lead in, but they've already lost the melee racks here. They have yet to buy back on this Queen, and he's just hitting them. Resolution takes Laguna to the face. Silent will get a mana point out, but the Shallow Grave is there, and now they just turn their attention towards the Anti-Mage. No one's died yet on the side of Vega. They finally lose Solo here on the Lina, but remnanting forward, Night Pashi Bashu's not done, and no one gets himself a double kill. They'll get Silent as well with the mount. It's a triple kill here for the Templar Assassin, and no one just doing so much damage and so much for the team at this point. 4.7k gold in his bank now. They'll look for the tier 3 here in the top lane. Seema the Slayer, Mag, and no one moving in. Half health already, and this is looking a bit rocky for Empire. I don't know what they're going to have to answer this. They do have the quad back up at 50 seconds without the Anti-Mage. And Vega found the opening in this game in the mid-game as we talked about, and they've played this absolutely perfectly.
I think it was just a lot of mistakes from Empire, honestly. Like, Okay,
Has he got
heals.
no one? There's telekinesis. A lower chance we'll be able to get the blink off there. Resolution goes in for a very aggressive punch. He's got the snowball, but no one is going to be ready to give this man a melt hit. Potentially, Resolution trying to get away. No one goes straight in. Double kill this time for Solo. And now No Fear. He's dead as well. Empire just getting dismantled by Vega. And it's GG 25 minutes in, 22-12. Vega just outplaying Empire. And those small mistakes adding up to a pretty brisk ending there for Empire.
So there was a huge amount of miscommunication in this game during the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So first thing that happens, right? They reveal a smoke that actually gives them a really great position to be able to get away and continue delaying the game, right? Which is pretty much what Empire had been trying to do for some time after Vega had taken Roshan. So they had that fiasco with Meld striking the illusion, breaking the smoke. It's like, okay, that wasn't great from Vega, but it's fine. They still have their mid-game timing. And then Silent decides to farm like right next to where they were just about to fight.
Yes.
And then dies. And I'm like, okay, even that's fine, right? Like, okay, you died, whatever. You don't have buyback. You have 60 seconds. It's not that long. You know, you could probably still defend mid. And then Queen dies. And then I'm like, okay, you have buyback. It's still fine.
And then he doesn't buy back.
And then he doesn't buy back to defend. But I think Yoku thought he was going to buy back because he goes forward and lifts, right? And he starts the fight.
He's like,
thinking,
okay, come on, buy back.
yeah,
I've got him.
He probably,
I've got him.
He thinks that Aloha Dance is going to buy back and help him, but he doesn't. So then he dies. And then it's like, well, we just lost like half of our team in the course of 2 minutes without actually taking anyone from the side of Vega down. And they had Earn and a Dazzle for sustain. So there was actually no incentive for Vega to back at all. They just snowballed and won the game. That was literally the 1-by-1 die, lose game strategy.
It was not great
Yeah.
for Empire. And Vega Squadron, well, you know, people talked about the fact that they did well at ESL New York, and as we're seeing, still very much on form.
Yes.
No one on his TA, 7 kills, 6 assists, didn't die at all that game.
It was an impressive game, to say the least, and I gotta say, Empire didn't necessarily play bad either. It was just that 5-minute stint of we made a handful of mistakes, and then I mean, Vega's team was just built to end the game at that point anyway.
Yes.
Like, they had the capability of doing that, and Empire just made those mistakes.
It was very much an on and off game in the sense that it was kind of flatlining, very even. It was like, okay, both teams having their goods, their ups and downs, and then suddenly, boom, Empire are out, and Vega found the opening, and they were not giving Empire a chance to recover from that at all. They were straight into the base. And that, of course, is just game 1 here between Vega Squadron and Team Empire with myself, ODPixel, and Draskell. We're going to be back for game 2. We're going to have a quick advert break and then over to the panel. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a minute.